This guided meditation is going to be around what my colleagues and I like to call the sweet spots, which is just to bring into our minds some of the sweet moments in our lives. This is a practice that you could do with someone else, in which case at the end of the guided meditation that you would share your sweet spot and that someone would share their sweet spot with you. Alternatively, if you're not with someone else, the option is to keep a journal close by, and that maybe when the practice is done, you jot down some of the details of your sweet spot. It's recommended that you won't be sharing why the moment was sweet, but instead sharing or writing down the specific details within that particular moment. And so as we begin practice, finding your way into a comfortable position, whether that's seated on a cushion or chair, or even lying down if that's necessary. The recommendation to softly close the eyes, which is just to make the visualization process easier or more simple, but always the option to keep the eyes open if that seems necessary. From here, take a few breaths on purpose, which might be to add a little bit of depth and a little bit of length. And to really notice the sensations of breathing. Noticing what begins to expand on the inhale and what begins to settle down on the exhale. Within practice, inevitably distractions will arise, whether they are sensations, thoughts, feelings, or memories. And so whatever shows up for you, breathe it in. Notice it on purpose. And as you exhale, come right back to the breath. And come right back to the spot. Imagine that your history is stretched out before you, that you could reach back throughout your life to these different moments. Bring your attention to a moment that is of some sweetness for you, however small or seemingly insignificant it may be. Know that it doesn't have to be something grandiose. It could be something as simple as waking up before everyone else in the house and getting to use all the hot water in the shower. Or a recent cup of coffee or tea that you really savored, perhaps for its flavor or the warmth against your hands. Whatever moment of sweetness occurs to you, pause there. Take a breath and really breathe in that moment. Allow yourself to be there behind your eyes, remembering the details, including the colors, shapes, textures you saw, whatever sounds you might have heard. Really be there. Notice what it's like to be in that moment. If your mind skips ahead to a different moment, let that be okay. Just take a breath, inhale, and come back to your moment of sweetness. Just like hitting the instant replay button. Alternatively, if some bitterness shows up in that moment of sweetness, perhaps as a sense of loss because someone in that moment is no longer in your life, just pause and notice that too. Take a breath and come back to that moment of sweetness. To close this practice, we'll take a deep breath in, a slow breath out. A deep breath in, and a slow breath out. When you're ready, you can softly open the eyes if they've been closed. Take whatever movement it is that you might need. And if you're with someone, listening to this, practicing together, without a lot of negotiation, just sharing your sweet spot as one person listens, and then switching roles. Or if you are by yourself, again, the option is to take a moment to jot down some of the details that you would include in that sweet spot. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Namaste.